Hey guys, it's Maddie from Let's Eat Plants, and on today's oatmeal of the week, we are making kabocha squash oatmeal. Today's recipe was actually inspired by a forks over knives recipe that I recently came across using kabocha squash. And this recipe actually uses millet instead of oats, but it's very easy to swap out millet for oats, for buckwheat, for any kind of grain you like for your morning breakfast. So today we're gonna make it with oats because you know, we're doing the oatmeal thing. And we have our cute little kabocha squash over here that is already cooked. These are everywhere right now and they're very inexpensive. I think this guy was only like $1, and I pretty much only see them this time of year. So if you've ever wanted to try it before, now is a really good time. But of course, if you can't find it or you don't like it, you can always substitute for butternut squash or regular pumpkin, pretty much any kind of squash or pumpkin that you like. The rest of this recipe's ingredients seem pretty straightforward, except for oranges. The recipe actually calls to cook your grain in orange juice, which I've never heard of before for an oatmeal. And I have to say that the pairing of orange juice and kabocha squash does sound interesting. So I'm gonna try it out, see if it's tasty, and with that, let's get started. So if you haven't cooked your kabocha squash already, I recommend you do that first to start this recipe. The original recipe recommended to bake this in the oven, but I just used my Instant Pot because it's a lot easier. I just steamed this whole thing for 16 minutes and then here we go, it's done, ready to use. So however you like to cook your kabocha squash, do that first, and then we will make our juice with the oranges. Okay, so with all of those tangerines, it only made about just over half a cup of juice. So I am gonna need to add some water to this mixture when I cook it on the stove. The recipe also recommends adding in some dates, probably for extra sweetness. I think that seems a little unnecessary since we're already cooking it in orange juice. But since the recipe calls for it, I'm going to go ahead and try it. I'm only using 3 dates, which is a lot less than what they call for, but I think it will be enough sweetness already. Okay, while the oats are cooking on the stovetop, we will just get our little squash ready. Like I said, I cooked this already in the Instant Pot, and you can just put the whole thing in the Instant Pot. You don't have to cut it or peel it or anything, which I love. So now it's very, very soft, and it's gonna be really easy to peel and just take out the fleshy part, which is what we want. And we're gonna put this in the food processor with a little bit of these things to make our layer for our parfait. Our oats are done and they smell really good. I'm still not sure about this orange juice cooking method, but they smell good, so there's that. And I tasted a little bit of this. This is actually pretty good. It's sweet enough. I would suggest just taste as you go and make sure your sweetness is right. I only used about 1/8 of a cup of maple syrup, but of course, if you like it sweeter, you can use more. And now the original recipe actually made this as a parfait. So I just have a clear jar here and we're going to layer oats and then pumpkin and then oats and then pumpkin and top it with a little chopped walnuts and dried cranberries. I have the maple syrup out just in case it's not sweet enough. You can always add more on top. And of course, you can always sub date paste instead of maple syrup. Now I see why they told us to make it as a parfait, because it is so cute. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. But now honestly, it's too cute to eat it. So I'm just gonna eat my little leftover bowl that I made with all the extras. And let's see how this orange oatmeal kabocha squash combo really tastes. Ooh, the orange is surprisingly delicious. That kabocha squash honestly tastes almost just like pumpkin pie. I also really like the dried cranberries instead of raisins, because it just gives it that like extra fall flavor. I have to say it's a success. Kudos to the Forks Over Knives recipe team. That one is really good. I definitely will be making this again. You've got the pumpkin, you've got the orange, you've got the cranberries. I really like it. I was just thinking if you didn't want to use orange juice to cook your oats, you could actually just do some orange zest in there, and that would pretty much give you the same kind of flavor. I think that would work as well. So thank you to Forks Over Knives for this recipe inspiration. If you guys haven't checked out their website, I highly recommend checking it out. They have a lot of whole food plant-based recipe ideas, and they're all free on their website. And also, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you're looking for the other oatmeals in the Oatmeal of the Week series, I will leave them on the screen for you guys to watch after this video. And also, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I'm making new videos every week. And with that, let's eat plants, and I will see you guys next time.